What up, everybody? The Raising Kanan Season 4 teaser gives us important information regarding one of the key storylines headed into Season 4 through OG Kanan, the narrator. He says, before you can figure out where you're going, you gotta look back at where you've been. Because there's things that happen that seem like they didn't mean anything at the time, but then you realize they meant everything. This lets us know that some of the skeletons of the Thomas family past will be exposed in Season 4. Secrets that they thought they had outran will catch back up to them in Season 4. And the result will have a major impact on the storyline moving forward. In Season 1, the Thomas family stash house had just got robbed by Unique's crew, taking half of everything that they had. And Kanan thought it was Scrappy because he didn't show up to work that day because he was sick. But Jukebox let Kanan know that she didn't think it was Scrappy because he was loyal and he was practically family. But Jukebox was actually spot on. She told Kanan she felt like it was Davina who told Unique about the stash house because Kanan had told Jukebox that Davina saw him over there. But this offended Kanan and he asked Jukebox what she knew about his family, making no sense because he was talking to his cousin. And it didn't make no sense to Jukebox either, who told him she is his family. Then she let Kanan know something that he wasn't ready to hear at the time. She said there was stuff about their family that he didn't know. Secrets that he didn't want to know. But like I said, Kanan wasn't ready to hear this at the time. And he replied to Jukebox that he knew about her secrets. Talking about her relationship with Nicole. This conversation was at the beginning of Season 1. So the secrets that Jukebox was talking about actually predated the show. Then you add up everything that's happened for the first 3 seasons and the skeletons that they're going to be dealing from that alone. And we see why showrunner Sasha Penn has said that Season 4 will be the best season of Raising Kanan yet. Because there will be a lot of big reveals coming this season. And one of the biggest mysteries of this series is the story of Marvin, Rock, and Lou's father, Elijah E-Train Thomas. Yesterday I talked about how Ghost's father was one of the overarching characters of OG Power. And it's a parallel situation with E-Train. In Season 3, we saw Joyce Thomas on camera more, and just how cold she actually is, and that she really doesn't have any motherly characteristics. Rock tried paying Joyce to watch Lou when he was going through it in Season 3, but all she did was make matters worse by giving him some burnt toast and insulting him. In Season 3, we also saw how Joyce relies on her children for money, and at one point she was complaining when Rock was trying to get out the game because she didn't have any money to give her. This also lines up with what was said in Season 2 about the dynamics of E-Train and Joyce's relationship. Rock told Kanan a story about how E-Train had a bootlegging thing going on for a little bit, that it tasted like rubbing alcohol. And Kanan replied, bootlegging, prize fighting, and jazz musician. Grandpa used to do everything. And Rock reply was key, giving us more details about Joyce. She said, yeah, but he still didn't make enough money to make your grandmother happy. In Season 3, Lou met a lady who knew all about E-Train, Shirley, the owner of Club Vu. Many believe that Shirley was E-Train's mistress. Shirley took a liking to Lou because of who his father was, and plans on letting him take ownership of the club when she retires. When Lou first met Shirley, she told him, I'm sorry about what happened to your dad. And Lou replied, nothing happened to him. He did it to himself. He gave up on living, just like he did music and boxing and everything else he tried. In Season 1, Marvin mentioned that he raised Rock and Lou himself when Mom and Pop were on their shit. So E-Train and Joyce were out of the picture at some point when they were young, but Marvin was old enough by that time to take care of Lou and Rock. I think E-Train and Joyce were likely addicted to drugs at some point, and that's why Lou told Shirley that E-Train gave up on life. And we know from Season 1 that Joyce is now heavily involved in her local church, likely turned to religion once her husband died and she got off the drugs. In Season 3, Lou went to Joyce's house to get some records at the garage and told Joyce about his plans with the Jazz Cafe in Manhattan. And Joyce shot him down with the quickness and said, music never did anything for your father. I don't know how you think it's going to do anything for you. And then she told Lou that he was hell-bent on going broke. Then she said, you're going to chase them pipe dreams to the grave just like your father. Then Lou turned around and looked at his mother and told her music didn't kill my father, and put some money on the table before walking off. Was Lou actually insinuating that Joyce had something to do with E-Train's death? Or was he simply implying that she stressed him out so bad and was always nagging at him, and because of that he turned to drugs or whatever killed him? But concerning the secrets of the Thomas family that predates the show, a big secret was revealed in Season 3. Marvin Jukebox found out what Kanan learned in Season 2, that Defcon wasn't his father, that his father was actually a cop, Malcolm Howard. But at the end of Season 3, Rock killed Detective Howard to make it look like he was working with Ronnie and the Italians, to take any potential heat away from Rock and Marvin. Rock also feels like this will keep her secret safe from anyone else finding out. But I think there's a chance that Malcolm Howard may speak from the dead, meaning did he leave something behind for Kanan? Kanan might inherit Howard's house, and if he gets any type of pension, it might also go to Kanan, being his next of kin. But other than that, my question is, did Howard actually leave something behind like letters or a tape recording for Kanan, if in fact he were to get killed, that will give Kanan more insight into his and Rock's backstory? Because we've seen other characters speak from the dead, like Cooper Saxe sending out those letters, as well as everything Ghost had already set in place after his supposed death. I definitely think that we could see something similar from Howard. But one secret from Rock's past that nobody knows about is the fact that she was Howard's CI back when she was only 16 years old. This means that Rock was a snitch and was involved in somebody getting locked up. And if that information got out there, this could cause problems for Rock even on the current timeline. Because the fact she was dealing with Howard around the time Defcon got locked up makes it look like she was involved in Defcon's arrest. But also keep in mind that she was still messing with Howard for some time even after Defcon was inside. That's how Howard knew that Kanan was his son by his birth date, knowing Defcon couldn't have been Kanan's father. So in addition to likely getting Defcon locked up, I also have to ask the question, was Rock involved in Marvin getting locked up and going to prison also? Because we know that Marvin used to run things until he got locked up and had to do his bit upstate. But at one point in Season 1, Marvin told Lou that he was set up. And who could have set him up better than Rock, who was already in a relationship with a cop, who had her eyes set on the throne, feeling like she could do a better job than Marvin was, who was getting high off his own supply. And in the same conversation I brought up earlier in the video that mentions Marvin raising Rock and Lou, he also says, "You don't know what it's like for your little sister to come in and take your spot. I've been doing this before you. I'm your big brother, but you got me answering to you, taking your orders. That don't feel good." But Rock said that she had to step up because Marvin got f***ed up off his own shit, and she only stepped in because he stepped away. Leaving the question, did Rock force Marvin to step away by setting him up so she could take over? And there's also the skeletons from the past 3 seasons that could also come back into play this season, like Buck 20, D-Wiz, Scrappy, Sal Baselli, Crown Camacho, Cartier Farid, and Nicole. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.